Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play some GTNH. So today is going to be a base tour, basically. I'm just running around the base, showing you what I have, giving a summary, and then going from there. So here's our base here. So we're in the beautiful, what is this biome called? Cherry Blossom, right? Yeah, Blossom Grove. So this used to be all trees up on this hill. I cleared them out. I might clear out some more eventually, who knows? I'll probably start working on my way over here. My plan was eventually to get to the shoreline over here, possibly, but that'll take time, obviously. So each of these little, I have this on pretty light. Let's just put this capacity on higher. Hello, that was weird. I guess I didn't save it. There you go. So each of these cubes represent a chunk. I try to keep my base mostly in a chunk. So different theme things like, for example, I have LV in one room, a V in another room, Steam in another, things like that. So, and I got a couple stories on there. Well, I'll show you. But for the outside here, we started over here originally. We lived in a little hole here. I've converted this hole into basically a really ugly portal room. So we have Twilight Forest here, and we have the Nether. It's just lit up here. This used to go down to some lava. I don't really use that anymore. I haven't needed to get lava. This is my industrial craft crops for, what do you call it? Do they say on here? Bonsai, yeah, bonsai trees. So basically you just click here, and you get a bunch of stuff here, which is nice. And then I have some stuff where I can just dump it in here, so I can, just farm this once in a while. Same thing here. This is sticky reed. This is just basically crossbreeding sugarcane with other sugarcane, and you get that eventually. So that's pretty cool. And we got this as seed things. Apparently this is safe. If it isn't, whatever. It's pretty much useless stuff. It was mostly, I just picked everything I picked up when I was doing this and threw it in there, so some stuff might be useful. Some extra stuff there. Nothing interesting here. Some of my basic Pam stuff here. So over here I grew a bunch of stuff. This was all for the healing axe, actually. Anything I didn't have abundance of, etc., I basically threw it down here and did that. And then I have sugarcane. The sugarcane used to wrap right around. This used to be water here, but in the end I gave up because I needed more land for the crops and farms and things like that. So I was just like, screw it. So I kind of killed the water look a bit here, but that's fine. I have a feeling I'll probably end up filling that in eventually anyways. I'll need more room to expand, right? So then up here is my bees. So I haven't done too bad for the bees. We have a bee bag here to give you an idea. Check out the bee bag here. You can see that, diligent, cultivated, noble, common, monostack. I can't say it. I said it fine the other day, and now I can't. And ancient. And right now I'm trying to work on, well, one of them is happening accidentally, which happens all the time. Unweary. Yeah, I have one weary here. Ooh, they stack, so this is good. And I'm doing this blind. I'm not even identifying these. Basically, I'm trying to put these guys together because I am trying to get... I guess we'll just put you guys together now. I am trying to get... I'll show you here. There you go. The next bee I'm trying to work on right now is not bee breeding, but there's another one, I think. How to bee? Oh, no, it's bee breeding. Sorry. Is this one here? Oh, no, I was trying to work on Unweary. Never mind. I am doing right. Okay. I thought there was something else there, but actually Unweary is literally what I've been trying to go for. Derp, my brain is lost. Industrious is the next one after, I guess. But, yeah, I'm just slowly working on the different bees. So that was actually really good. I have that. This one looks like it might even be the right amount now. Because they stack like that, that usually means they're stabilizing or close to stabilizing. So we'll run the two now and see if they stack, and then I'm probably good to go. And then what I'll do is I'll just loop it over here. So this is just hands manual, breeding here basically, and then this is automatic. Basically, you just have your conveyor on the bottom. It sucks everything out. If you've never used conveyors or you don't know how to do it, you just set the options all backwards. So basically, export was on. Now you turn on import, and then I did block or allow, instead of block. Basically I flip these two around. So if you've ever had any issues, and then basically it starts from here, it wraps around, and these pipes do priority, so they always check the closest route first, then they go to the next route. which works perfectly well. So when that unwary, if it looks like it's stabilized, I'll throw it in there. In fact, if I threw it in there now, more likely it'll just stabilize on itself because I haven't seen it try to mutate to any other ones for a while. So you're probably got a winner. We got another automatic one here too. I don't think I have anything actually here. Oh, there was one I was trying to fix because I thought this was stable, but I think I picked this up in a forestry one, so I've been throwing these in until I see them stack. But yeah. And this is just bees. These are some of my princesses. Drones. Most of my drones, like these are the stable ones basically, and I just throw them here because this way I have these and I put them on the princesses. So basically, like when I get the unwary stable, and I will let this run for a couple days, like probably real life days even. And I've built up, let's say, a stack of unwary drones. What I'll do is I'll give 16, 16, 16 kind of. So I'll just take forestry, like just a regular, well, I'm kind of running low. Probably Rocky Princesses here in the future. I just take a Rocky Princess, for example, and I throw it on there, and then I'll just put 16 there and 16 on another one. And basically, this will force them into that unwary, and then I'm happy. Over here, this was meant just to be villagers, but unfortunately, these pigs and even some sheep here or a sheep found its way here. I guess because they can hop up on here accidentally or over here. They've fallen in here over time like idiots. So this is what I use to get some bee products, which I haven't been lucky. I was trying to get proven frames here. No luck yet. Anyways, but there's a container here, this trading post that's supposed to let you do it as well. Unfortunately, most of them don't show up on here correctly. I don't know why. It's a bug, I guess. It's not a range thing because I, did that. Another thing I found was I was picking up emeralds from time to time over here, and I realized they have a shedding. So I've had this on. Oh, it's probably been like a few real life days. So it's been a while now. But basically, over time, they will shed, and this just collects their emeralds. And why put it to waste in a sense, right? So I thought I'd collect it. And I think that's pretty much it for the outdoors. So this was much more mountainous over here in hilly, and I cleaned that up over time just for my bee area. And then out here, this is meaningless. This is nothing, basically. This is, I just put the steam locomotive here because I built it, and these guys just for quests. And I can't actually get over here anymore. Let's do the inside because it'll make sense for this, and then I'll show you the outside. This is just fun, just more quest stuff. I just sat here. So the inside here, I've been trying to organize pretty well here. So I just did this between this last episode and this one. So this is basically my train stuff in here. Nothing in there yet. This is kind of my mixed miscellaneous. We're just ignoring it for now. This is kind of mob drop-ish. I know there's magic stuff, and eventually I'll probably sort this out. This is sort of special mob drop-ish, or, special in a way, Overall, I have 3 of these hammers. I keep finding them in the dungeons and stuff. More mob drops, but more like, related to string and leather, basically. These are all the armors we've collected over time, so quite a bit. Or crafted, because some of them for, quests. Weapons and tools and things like that. And then that was one of my first deaths. I've had a few deaths, but not too many. But yeah, I've died a few times, like a noob. I don't know mom's number of deaths. 5 I've died so far, so that's not too bad. And that's my stats. I guess if you want to see my stats after, so this is literally the 50th episode. So I have 21 days game played, but I do AFK. So like I get up at 6 in the morning, server reboots at 6 a.m. I literally log on and I'm on there. So I'm on the server like 24 hours a day. Probably play like 16 hours a day. Yes, I don't live the most exciting life, but yeah, these are all the stats for there. The blocks break, I think, is kind of interesting because the last time I played, I got to about 300,000 and then I quit. I have no inclination, I can't say any words of quitting right now. I'm actually happy. I'm actually trying to, I think I'm rebranding because we call this GTNH 2021 because it's when we launched the server, but I'm actually thinking of rebranding it just to GTNH period. And that's it. We just, oh yeah, we launched in 2021. But I think that's the whole point is that we're not going to restart or do a fresh GTNH in the future, I don't think. I think we're going to try to keep a permanent status on it, honestly, if we can, and maintain it. The only reason I'd see it if we did like a vote system or something, like, let's just say they redid the entire world generation completely from scratch. Everything's amazing, blah blah blah, and people want that fresh start. They redid the game in a sense. Then maybe, but I don't see that happening. So, anyways, this is like my bags and stuff. This is like, I don't know. A lot of these are for quest rewards that I get and junk like that, and I just throw them in there. This is my. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but this is my main craft area basically where I do things by hand here. So this is a lot of circuit stuff here. This is just basically like all the metals I've worked into something else. Nothing in there. My tools, and then it's just like random, once again things I've like made into something or partially made into something. Plates. Then you got your different dusts and stuff. Ores. I've organized it in a way I know what I'm doing here. These need to be cleaned up more. I didn't finish this all up yet, so which is pretty cool. And this is all my. I've compressed most of them, so that's why there's very little. Because these coins were taking literally 3+ of these, so I needed to compress them. And then if we get in here, this is basically my original steam room, and I'm gonna keep it here. Basically, as my steam setup, I throw my ores down here and they macerate it, high forge hammer, and then they smelt them. And then I guess we'll go this way first. It's getting be a big place. This is my steam tank. It's the full size Railcraft one. It holds I guess, what is that? 10,000 buckets? Yeah, 10,368 buckets worth of steam here. So it's like a buffer. These are my solar boilers. They basically provide the power there. This room is actually created for a future solar boilers room because I'm trying to get away from steam, but also like steam. So I thought, let's go like a full economic, like, where it's only by solar type thing. And that way, if I consider siphoning steam from time to time, let's say just like maybe processing oil because I want to have it as a backup kind of for that, I can. So right now we use steam for our steam setup here and for our next room, the LV room, but we'll get there in a minute. Over here is my oil production. I'll show you our first oil little rig or whatever. Basically, it's running. There's a passive anchor there right now. And it, converts it all. It converts the oil into sulfuric light fuel. And then eventually here we take sulfuric light fuel. Sorry, that's a tank. We take the sulfuric light fuel and we clean it up and remove the sulfuric part of it. And then we get light fuel. So my backup light fuel. Yeah, I had backup light fuel there and it ain't there anymore. I should really set some there because it's already gotten me out of some issues here. This room is for the future. Don't know what it's going to be yet. This is our suit here. If you didn't know this, I should show you because some people might be watching this for the first time or whatever. This here is a lever. It's simple. I mean, everyone knows what a bloody lever is if you play Minecraft. Basically, if you give this a redstone, it will let you be able to shift right click and replace your whole gear at once. So I thought that was really important because I'm sure a lot of people might not know that, and it's a really useful way of putting your suit on and off without having to micromanage. And in here, this is temporary, kind of a joke. I don't have any big tanks or anything like that. And I wanted to feed this when I was away, like sleeping or whatever, with oxygen. I kept producing a lot of oxygen byproduct. So I just thought I set these all up in here and then basically run this. So I'm making conductive iron and electrical steel dust here. And there you go. So this is the first, they call it the EBF, the electric blast furnace, which basically creates a lot of things like your standard aluminium and a lot of the Ender IO type metals and things like that, though they're all in GregTech mostly. Well, dark steel isn't, but yeah. Out here's the door out here. This will take us to, and I'll show you I won't go through the whole thing, but I'll show you my little train here. This is the pipe here, by the way. You saw it with the oil. This is a long distance fluid pipe system. I think it was borrowed from one of the future GregTechs that was backported here and then probably coded really well in other ways. I think Mitch might have done the backporting and work on that. Probably one of the best features in this game. Basically, one end and the other end have to be chunk loaded, and the middle doesn't. And you can go literally probably a million blocks away, and it probably would work. Over here is our original blast furnace. This is the brick black furnace. Sorry, bricked blast furnace, and this is what you'd make your initial steel with. I guess I could probably make steel in this pretty easy now, so I should probably think of this. This is using the light fuel, so it uses 5 generators. I'm using 2 battery buffers, and you're probably wondering about battery buffers. If you noticed you were losing any power in these, is because the battery buffers are actually like a loss, or considered a cable loss, kind of. And you will find that you put a battery buffer against this, it will start losing. You can use lossless cable with this actually material, I'm pretty sure. But I would rather just use the battery buffer and use 5 generators instead of 4 generators. And then I just have this in the middle. I might replace this actually with a lossless cable in the future, now that we just talked about it. In fact, all of it probably can be upgraded eventually. Okay, so we've been in this room, and yeah, so this is the block I told you about. So this is just 2 of them. So this one and then the one on the oil rig. But really cool. So this is my LV room. I'm not going to show you all the machines here. You can see that we get the water. So you saw the water, the sidings there in the steam boiling room there, the solar boilers. This shares that same water. It goes all the way over there. But this is all set up. I mean, basically pretty much near the start. I mean, I guess originally I was using just 1, but I upgraded pretty fast to 4 basic steam turbines. There's 4 in that corner. There's 4 in this corner here. And then upstairs was pretty new addition, actually. And this is to produce things like, I guess it was mostly rubber at this point. Yeah, this is rubber and glue basically right now. I was just running out of room. I needed a new area to work, and this ended up being where it was. I thought, well, let's do it upstairs instead of like, another whole room to the side. This is my kitchen. If you don't know much about cooking for blockheads, it's amazing. You click this, and it basically links all the containers together, and you can do some mass crafting out of here. I have the water here. Actually, if you go outside here, I don't have doors out here, but let's just break a hole. So yeah, the water here is shared with, the water. You probably saw in the siding room there, where the sidings were. Comes up here and it goes there. Oh, and by the way, you probably noticed them. I probably should mention this. They're under this. These are half slabs. Half slabs, at least the chisel ones, and probably some other ones like vanilla, ignore, like, it's almost like it has direct sunlight in a sense. It doesn't, so it works well. So I just thought to let you know that you can hide the sidings under a building without actually having them exposed. But this is just full of food crap, basically salts and stuff like that. But yeah, these are empty, but yeah, it's a kitchen. It's really cool. The blocks have to touch each other, so even the floor can be counted as that. The fridge here, even this tool rack will join the top layer and the bottom layer, and then that'll work on there. So I think it's really cool. I think it's worth it. Downstairs here, so this is the LV room here. I'm going to run back over here because I kind of derped up. I left my main suit over here. There we go. So if we go over here, LV room, obviously, this is now my MV room over here. Just pretty early, here, getting basic things done here, but doing pretty good. I got my advanced assembler, advanced extruder. Probably advanced extruder is one of the best things. Probably your electrolyzer too. This has been helping me get things like, silicon is one of them, but a lot of aluminum as well. So some random dust and things like that. And then we head over here. That goes to the kitchen. We have our smeltery. So once we moved our smeltery over here, I made it this big, and it's made out of itself. Basically, I put cobblestone pretty much in it over and over. I made this giant one here, which is pretty cool. I feed some endermen in here once in a while so I can get ender pearls. And then I just click this basically. And sometimes this might be too big for it. Okay, it's going fine now. And basically, it'll auto cast them in there for me. And then, yeah, there's just more chests and stuff here. It's where I keep my bulk of, materials like cobblestone and things like that. And then downstairs here, this is kind of a new addition here. I was going to put a grinder multi-block one in here and a, steam furnace and stuff like that for fun. I think I'm going to still do it, but I'll probably do it once I get, that steam upgraded. Like I said, maybe that one room with more boilers. Over here is there was a quest to make 24 coke oven bricks, like having 24 in your inventory. So I have them. These are not automatic, they're manual. I have no point or seeing any reason to automate those, at least not at this point. I'd rather not. I'm going with oil, light fuel, things like that, eventually diesel and whatnot. I don't want to go into like kind of like create like 50 blocks, you know. And this over here, this goes quite far away, but this is my essence berries for EXP, and this is my original aluminium plants, which I basically haven't touched them. It's not worth it anymore. Yeah, so that works out pretty well. So that's it for the main base, I think. I think we've seen all the rooms now. But yeah, I'm liking it. I like my design, you know, just I know it's not fun, you know, it's not like, oh, look at nice roof and pretty things here and there, but it's kind of my thing. So we got to go over here actually. I'm kind of running the wrong way here. Oh, where's that door? I guess it's it's in the other room, but there's no See, I even get lost in my own little building here. This is like the old Windows screensaver maze thing or whatever. It's like, it feels like that almost. Okay, so we're gonna go over here to this door. And then basically this takes us, well, it should show up here. Yeah, about 1,300 meters. So you just jump on here. This will take you to our B outpost. And I put our long distance flume pipe through this whole system as well. That way it's kind of hidden, out of the way, doesn't make a mess, but also maybe keeps prying eyes away. Like instead they have to go through this whole thing to find my base. Okay, so we're around the corner here. It's pretty loud, these rail crafts. Now, unfortunately, we're going to bail here because I do not have... There you go. I don't have powered rails up here. Just never got around to it. So if you AFK, it'll bring you up here and then fall back down and then take you back to the main base where you will get up the top. Don't ask. I just put cactus there for fun. So this exists here just because I was originally doing the tropic stuff. The temperature here, you can see the temperature is 32, humidity is 90%, even though it's kind of like desolate here, but it's an oasis basically. Anyways, and then this guy, we can actually go like this. There you go. Got a copter pack here. So this is our oil here. So you still have a bit of fuel, 28 hours worth here. And then basically, yeah, this is down there pumping out our oil. Eventually it'll run out, obviously, and then I'll have to, you know, find another one. But they're not too hard to find, as you can see here. There's one there. So there's a few of them in this area, so... yeah, there's some of these aren't oil, but that's oil, maybe oil there, you know, so it's a good spot for it. So that's why I decided to run it all the way here, because then I can fork out everywhere and probably not run out of oil for a while anyway. So yeah, it's awesome. I've been enjoying the series so far. I've been enjoying GTNH. There's a lot of good quality of life changes since I originally played. The whole ores on the map thing is just incredible, honestly. This whole, you know, when you just automatically, you know, right-click an ore, mine an ore, it shows up on here. Your wand shows up on here. The prospectors show up on here. It's really cool that they've done that. There's a lot of other things like the circuits built into the machines now and things like that. It's just so many quality of life. You know, they're not making the game really easier. They're just making it, you know, better to work with in a sense. Which I like, because there was actually quite a few nerfs that made things more difficult and harder, but I didn't mind that, to be honest. It was more about those quality of life that really makes the game more interesting. So anyways, that is my kind of base tour here. So you know, I'm still in LV, early MV, if you want to know where I am. But it's a very scratch of the surface. There's a lot more to cover, and hopefully we'll get there to show it to you. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like. We'll see wonderful people next time. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.